and didn't actually count where the Lotus had got to, but we'll see as they come. Out of the 13 starters. So not much progress made yet, but there's no doubt more to come. So Michael Igo sweeps over the line, that Porsche engine sounding glorious. Second place is just Paul Bailey from John Seal. John Seal looks on the inside line going into Riches, doesn't quite make it. It was a tiptoe job, and in the end decided to pull back from forcing the issue. In fourth place is the Marcos in the hands of John Harrison, number 51. In fifth place, number 8, James Webb. So he started from the front row, but he's dropped back to fifth place. In sixth place, going nicely, number 10, James Rebeler. And then in seventh place, number 81, Tom Hibbert. That's a good class GTA battle that's being joined there between the two Ginetta drivers. Behind him then, in eighth place, number 15, is Phil Ingram's Ginetta of the homologated variety. And then after that, we've got, where is it? Yeah, Gareth Downing's progress in the back, but then bear in mind the car had been prepared kind of overnight when the Mosler decided he didn't want to play this weekend. Had one or two problems with it, so Kevin Riley summed up the Lotus Evora, and it was just finished in time to go out for a lap at the end of the qualifying session. So Gareth Downing still feeding his way to some extent with the car. He has driven it before, but he's not pushing hard at the moment. In fact, by the looks of things, I think he's dropped to the tail end and maybe nesting in the pits. They get a warm-up session tomorrow morning as well. There's a bit more track time looming for that car. Michael Igo completes the second lap, speeding away at the moment from the fight between the two drivers. And John Seal goes left then right on the inside, heading into Riches. This time it does work. He gets ahead of Paul Bailey and is able to turn in tight enough to avoid running wide, and so into second place now is the white Ferrari from the red Ferrari. John Seal ahead of Paul Bailey. Nothing has changed lower down the order. Gareth Downing hasn't gained a place. The only car behind him is David Franklin in the Porsche. So we've got Porsches topping and tailing the running order at the moment. There's some good Ginetta racing going on. James Rebeler against Tom Hibbert is a good one, particularly numbers 10 and 81. Very closely matched, those two. But then Ginetta racing of any size, shape and size tends to be close. In fact, behind the leading two cars, no, the leading three cars, it's all pretty close. The Marcos is still there in fourth place, John Harrison, number 51. From James Webb's BMW number 8. And then the two Ginettas in class GTA, 6th and 7th overall, numbers 10 and 81. Class GTH, kind of a 15 filling. Fuel at the moment for the 25-minute race. His third lap, and John Seal, having taken second place away from Paul Bailey at the start of the lap, now begins to pull away from his fellow Ferrari driver. He was nearly a second clear by the end of the lap. Close also for fourth place in Class GTB lead between John Harrison in the Marcos Mantis and James Webb in the rather newer BMW. Class GTA is close between James Reveller and Tom Hibbert. Less than 0.3 of a second between those two, and it's also close. So all the class, not all, but most of the class leads are closely contested at the moment. Because Class GTH is close between the number 15, Ginetta of Phil Ingram, and the number 72, Aston Martin of Adam Hatfield. And into the pits has gone the Lotus. So, Matt?
Yeah, last time through it was spluttering on the start-finish line, so I think it's got a misfire of some sort, and I've just pulled it in to have a quick check, but the team going to work. I'll try and investigate and find the problem.
Yeah, well, so it's going to be able to and the National Motorsport Academy team. John Seal has just done the absolute best middle centre now, can he? He's gone through into second place to see whether he can catch. Porsche, they are also big class GTC, the GT Challenge class. Small absolutely by Michael Igo and no, he's not. The gap's gone up to 7.5 seconds. But still mighty impressive is that Marcos. Bear in mind that car is 25 years old. And John Harris seeing off a fair amount of more modern machinery. Our class battles are still as they were. And on that lap, although we had John Seal doing the absolute best middle sector, the fastest lap was set by the leader Michael Igo as the fastest lap of the race at 1:55.162 now. But he was about 2 seconds quicker than that in qualifying. Ginetta battle running very close together. That's 51, and no, I don't mean 25, lower down. BMW at bay. That's there, the first touring class GTP. And then GTA battles between numbers 10 and 81 continues in favour of James Reveller, but over just Tom Hibbert. That's a change then, just getting ahead. Ross McEwen in the KTM Crossbow of the number 22, Ginetta of Steve Ruston. And the Lotus is still in the pits. I believe I'm right in saying. So there's work to be done. But hopefully it'll be effective and we can see that car racing properly. Half a round, John Seal and Paul Bailey both in their personal best laps. Paul was slightly quicker, so the gap's gone back to second place. What's that catch? The Michael Igo. Bailey. The gap's a bit more as they go over the timing line. And the two Ginettas side by side, but no change. It was close. James Reveller ahead of Tom Hibbert as they went into Ridges. Well, they crossed the line effectively side by side. Lead now up to over into double figures, 11 seconds, so it really is dominant. And as far as the Ferraris go, well, they were nose to tail, but they now got a bit spaced out. But Paul Bailey seems to close up a little at certain corners, certainly going to August just then. The gap came down. But still a lot of squabbling going on for places behind, so like 7 laps. Still John Seal keeping Paul Bailey at bay for second place in GTC and second place overall. Still John Harrison's keeping the elderly Marcos, the classic sports car, ahead of Tom Hibbert did eventually prevail over James Reveller, and by the end of the lap he opened up nearly a 1 second margin over the number 10 car of James Reveller. That's a change of class GTE, but it required a fair amount of hard driving on Tom Hibbert's part to gain that place. The Ferrari is running nose to tail as they head into Agostini. Yep, there's about 2 legs between them as they turn into Hamilton. But as they break for, as I said on the previous lap, as they break for Oggy, so the gap comes right down and the red Ferrari right on the tail of the white one. Nelson. Bomb hole and into lane. So 8 laps about to be completed by Seal. The big impression that he's been for a while from Paul Bailey. The two of them coming to Murray's. John Seal so far and is quicker through Murray's, so the gap he has, margin he has over Paul Bailey is all of 0.78 of a second. Overall it's come down. There's still that margin there with the Ferraris in its sight. Well, it did catch them on that lap, in fact. By 2 seconds, the Marcos was quicker than the round. So the gap come down to 2.5 seconds. Marcos in 4th place, and the 2 Ferraris fighting over 2nd place. And John Harrison has 1.2 seconds advantage now over James Reveller. Tom Hibbert advantage easing away from James Reveller. The Ginettas in the lead of Class GTA. And Class GTH, still headed by the number 15, Ginetta Phil Ingram. Back into the race goes the Lotus. That may have news for us about what needed to be done. Matt?
Yeah, it was an overheated issue and a quick word from Gareth down. So the team just got destroyed things, trying to bleed in, do everything they could, but time will tell if it's okay.
It will indeed, thanks Matt. So it's in the race and it's part of the sorting process. There's the portion through then. That's 9 laps completed. He must be enjoying himself. And as for second, third, let's say fourth place now, almost with the Ferraris. Enzo will be turning his grave. The Marcos, once known as the Wooden Wonder, because the only Marcos has really. And you can see that snetterton actually one year, Jackie Oliver went on to become a Formula 1 driver, of course, Can-Am champion Jackie, in his early days crashed one of the early Marcos, banking and the exit of what is now called what was called the S's there, and the car just disintegrated into loads of firewood. And Jackie sat there holding in his seat, holding the steering wheel. But that was a rather different Marcos from this one. The concept, I would say, and it's now absolutely up there with the 2 Ferraris. So John Harris is putting in a great drive here. In fact, the gap between Paul Bailey and John Harris is about the same as the gap between Paul Bailey and ahead of him, the Ferrari of John Seal. And they can't see these. John Harris didn't particularly can't relax because he leads Class GTB, but right behind them and closing up is James Webb in the number 8 BMW, so the Marcos has to find a way past the Ferraris, I think, if he's going to hang on to his class lead or avoid being challenged for his class lead by the number 8 BMW. And we have just under 6 minutes of racing remaining. Second, third, fourth, and fifth places overall, even if there he goes, 10 laps completed. Michael Igo. Consistently quick laps as well, if it's not up in a low 51s. 56s. So here they come, Ferrari, Marcos, and BMW. John Harrison knows as that BMW's class rival there, the BMW, not that far behind. I think he's a bit held up now, John Harrison, by the 2 Ferraris. In the GTA class battle, Tom Hibbert now has the upper hand. He's away from him. Car 81, pulling away from number 10. GTH continues to be Phil Ingram by about 3 seconds from Adam Hatfield's Aston Martin. Change in Class GTH near the bottom of it is as much as car 22. Steve Ruston's Cunettas moved ahead of the KTM Crossberg of Ross McEwen. Number of years now in go. Michael Igo's now completed 11 laps.